It looks like Colorado's chances of winning the Big 12 championship are over after falling 37 to 22 on the road to Kansas. They fall to 8-3 on this loss. And although there still is a shot that they can get into the title game, they need a lot of help to happen for that to transpire. And this snaps their 4-game win streak. And against Kansas today, Colorado just played their worst football. Kansas scored on every possession. They were moving the field. They were moving the ball up and down the field with ease. Their run game was really just obliterating Colorado's defensive line, as well as how Colorado's defensive line has played this season. I mean, they just had no way to stop Kansas on the ground. They had 331 total yards rushing. Devin Neal, 37 carries, 207, 3 touchdowns. Jalen Daniels was doing this thing as well. He also had a really good game passing. Colorado offensively, you would think that they would be able to hang with Kansas because they do have the most talented offense in this conference with all the receivers that they have, but they were just too inefficient. They were too dependent on the big play. You had 2 big touchdowns by Travis Hunter. One went for 51 yards. The other one went for 26, but they were unable to move the chains. They were 3-7 on third down. They had hella costly penalties, and they had no run game. But overall, despite this loss and maybe Colorado not being able to get into the playoffs, this still is a really great season. And it really frustrates me that you got the haters who have been quiet and haven't said a peep the last 2 months that are now coming out and chirping their mouths when, there's really nothing to hate on when it comes to Colorado. This team isn't overrated. They didn't get humbled. If anything, they humbled all of you haters out there who said that they were going to be nothing more but a 5-6 win team at best. And then when they end up over exceeding those expectations, then you want to move the goalposts and say, well, they just play in a weak conference. Like, it doesn't matter. Colorado season, despite if they make it to the title game or not, is still a mild success. This was a program that, before Deion Sanders arrived, they've been irrelevant for the last 2 decades. Colorado hasn't made as much noise as what they've made this season since the freaking mid-90s with Eric Bieniemy at running back. This was a one-loss program not too long ago, and for them to go from what they were before Deion Sanders arrived to what they are now and getting Julian Lewis, all these big-time recruits, is a lot of growth that has been made within this program that shows you that Deion Sanders has done and taken the right steps to make Colorado a program that is going to be talked about for years to come, and they're going to compete for championships. I do believe that eventually we will hear Colorado in the national championship conversation. I just feel like this season overall was a great stepping stone for Deion Sanders because this season he had to show everybody that he isn't just all talk. He isn't all hype. He had to show people that he actually does know what he's doing as a head coach because at times this year I questioned if Deion was the most qualified, and a lot of people did, but Deion Sanders, his method of how he has rebuilt this program has been often criticized. Well, the experiment has worked out. And there may not be another head coach that can pull off the turnaround that Deion has done in Boulder the same way he has. Deion Sanders, what he's building in Colorado is really special. And this loss to Kansas doesn't put a stain on what has already been a successful season. You got Travis Hunter, regardless if you feel he's going to win the Heisman or not. Deion Sanders developed this dude. When Travis Hunter committed to Jackson State, there were people saying, "Oh, that's a bad decision. How are you going to make it to the NFL? You're going to put your trust in Deion to develop you over a guy like Nick Saban." Well, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders are going to be top 5 picks, and regardless of how you feel about those guys, those are really talented players. And you got to be a good coach to help people reach their potential. There's been plenty of 5-stars that have had a lot of hype that come and go in college football. There's a 5-star linebacker that just transferred from Alabama. So I really don't understand the hate. I just think if you're hating on Colorado, whether you like them or not, bro, it's just lame. What is it about them, like, not being humble or anything like that? They're no better than any other team in college football. When they win, they celebrate. When they lose, sometimes they may not handle it the right way, but We're all humans. There's fights that happen in every game. It's just the hate is unwarranted and it's unnecessary. And if anything, we should be celebrating Deion Sanders for the success that he's having at Colorado, because what a lot of you haters are overlooking is how Deion Sanders has helped grow and raise the popularity of college football. He's done the equivalent to what Taylor Swift has done to the NFL. He's brought the NFL, or she's brought the NFL to a different audience. Same thing with Deion Sanders. You got people that are watching Colorado play worldwide because of Deion Sanders. He's broadened the appeal and the reach of college football to audiences that they weren't touching. Every Colorado game that gets played is top 10 in viewership every single week. I think what Deion Sanders has done has been really impressive, and how he's helped grow the sport, being a great ambassador for college football. I don't think that the hate is warranted, and I just feel like it's really lame, the people that just try to shit on Colorado for this one loss when you've been waiting for this moment, when really you were only waiting for this moment because you just wanted to find a room to kick Deion when he's down, because you haven't been able to do so this year. There's no reason anybody should be hating on Colorado. Like, what are you hating for? They proved you and everybody wrong. Nobody expected them to make it to the Big 12 championship before the season but me. I was the only person that picked Colorado to go this far and make it to the playoffs. So for the expectations that Colorado had going into this year, they've met them and crushed them with flying colors. And I'm looking forward to seeing whoever they play in their bowl game.